I mean, especially in Jake's case, I feel like he's not really that familiar with item rando again, and the move tutor especially is quite new to that anyway, so might not really think about that at this point. Has a few more chances though here in Goldenrod, we're not done yet.
Yeah, Horn TM, that's not bad.
Yeah. Fortunately, the physical attacks, so not what you immediately would want for your Stormy, but certainly can come useful later. Ever trading for Macho.
Almost vanilla trade.
That's also kind of interesting. If we get a very high level Abra, we have the option to decide between running maybe an LXM and a Machan.
Jake sold Mega Horn though, he's not interested.
Slash TM. Giddie teaching it, even. Yeah, our TMs didn't really look very good. I think there was some poison type move in there, which I think wasn't Sludge Bomb from that, or couldn't be Sludge Bomb from that description, but I'm not sure.
Something like an attack using a horn, which I don't know. If it's Mega Horn, it's good. If it's Horn attack, it's not as good.
Jake showed us that Bueno is not required. This could be a good year for Giddie. And, Radio Tower, first 2 checks, not really necessary. Yeah, I am kind of curious if Giddie is actually willing to try and take on Radio Tower this early with the starting. He should have a shot at least. And there's still Whitney and one trainer on Route 15 to fight for a bit more experience. So yeah, this level 21 is not that great, but it should be enough for the start. But we'll have to see.
I would even believe you can kind of carry a level 21. Level 21 Star Me through the tower. Like if you don't find anything crazy, like a dry quick at level 36 spot or something like that. I would probably not be too worried if I were Giddie right now.
And if you're really desperate, you can go to Pulse Director first and get additional trainers to fight for experience.
Storm Batch.
That's good for Jake. Now only Fly needs to be very close by and not in Radio Tower, and then Jake should not have a problem with that early skipped badges. Also, Fly on the Kenya quest would still be kinda okay.
Looks like Jake's going for early basement. To me, it's something Giddie cannot do.
Yeah. And Jake is on the 6 badges actually now with Storm badge, so if another badge is in here, Jake could quite reasonably get this progression out of here and get all the checks though. And now that you mention it, with that early basement key, maybe the basement is actually what we are required to do Radio Tower for, so yeah, unfortunately...
Yeah, I think even if Jake succeeded, I don't think that would have given a lot of advantage over Giddie, which will be able to do basement the regular way, sooner rather than later.
It might not have been an advantage, but especially if Fly, for example, is down there, it could have been helping Jake not fall behind. too bad here. But I did try, but Rebel did prove to be a little bit too hard right now.
Haven't seen soft sun girls either.
True. Rainbow Wing. Now we do have card key already, so Morty might not be required for 10 tower access.
Ooh, Ice Beam TM.
That's probably one of the two TMs you would love to find in every seed. 100% accuracy, 95 power, I think, again, with all the good throwers, whatever moves. So yeah, for this kind of randomizer or race, it is one of the best moves to get.
Can Fly be in Victory Road? It cannot be past Tojo Falls.
So yeah, Fly cannot be in Victory Road. It cannot require you to climb up Waterfall or wake up the Snorlax, which one of those is always required to get to Victory Road, so it cannot be there. At least with the logic
can't require you to take the boat either, or can't require you to get to the energy plant, if I remember correctly. That's one of the newer constraints in this rule set.
Yeah, I believe it still can be in Rock Tunnel, but it cannot be past that, or...
Yeah, that's correct. It cannot be the hidden item on Route 9, whenever we get around to playing with hidden items.
Giddie seems to be willing to try and take on the tower. Level 23 Stormy. If you can get past the first trainer, you should have a decent shot at it. And there's, I believe, still Buena for Giddie to check.
Jake is trying this again now with Ice Beam,
which certainly should help against the Spearow. Might have wanted... yeah, there, X specials. Can try and set up a bit on this. Probably
yeah, it was mentioned in Soft Girls before, because yeah, I was also thinking about that. I would probably do that first in this case.
Yeah, definitely something to consider. And even if the last trainers may be too hard to tackle again, since you're probably only getting up to level 25. If you take the center, Celebi.
Switch.
Interesting. Using Thunder Wave. Mega Horn. Hey. Could be annoying, especially if it Stormy doesn't live, but it lives, and Celebi is still faster. Oh, that's unfortunate for Jake. That switch out really ruined his setup there.
Unfortunately for Jake, he doesn't have the option to do the tower now, before this.
Yep. But I think with Ice Beam especially, you don't need to really set up too much here on the Stormy.
I think it two-shots you. But still. Almost a one-shot with Thunder. Now it's going to kill you with Thunder.
Yep. Thunder can miss. Everyone who's tried using Thunder on your own main knows that just too well, but for some reason it's not something you can reliably go on happening. And Jake might actually go for Soft Girls now.
Yeah, it looks like it. Computer doesn't miss. 70 accuracy is just an average. It's 100 for the computer and 40 for you.
Yep. That's how it works. Meanwhile, Giddie doing fine for the first part of the tower. So, let's see if the 36 mon on the next trainer will be proved to be a struggle.
Yeah, first trainer here, just levels 22, 24. It should be a lot more reasonable.
And a horsey should probably dealt with just fine, except for having
Thunderbolt.
I think it was a punch, but it still hurts. I think it also was a crit. Sacred Fire. This would just be a good horsey to run.
He tried Mega Horror and missed.
Okay. Horsey dealt with, but we had to spend some resources. Preemptively reviving one of the mons. I think that heal missed. I don't think he wanted to heal to Kenya damage. But yeah, has now the ability to revive Stormy one more time in the fight. Oh, Thunderbolt Polytilt. Yeah, I don't think Jake is getting through that this easily. You just don't really have good water coverage on either Starmie right now.
Yeah, I was going to mention Thunderbolt is probably what they are both missing right now.
Yeah.
Sleep-inducing move.
This Polytoad would also just be straight up runnable. Yeah, and,
I don't know if I would soft reset there. But now you have to do the first fight again if you want.
Yeah.
If you want to continue.
Especially for the experience, I would have just taken the Goldenrod Center, and then if I wipe, keep the experience, and maybe try again.
Also, Polytoad was the second Pokemon in that fight, right? If you were to try again, you could set up in the first one.
Yeah, seems like Jake is going to go back, turn in Kenya, get at least the Earth badge, I believe, was in...
Yeah, was in Violet.
Yeah,
that's a rough start for Jake. It's unfortunate.
Also, yeah, going back runs into this optimal.
Sorry, everyone's best friend Anthony.
Seems like Jake is just slightly a bit flustered from the start, which is kind of understandable. It's just really not going this way at all. Giddie finally deciding to teach Ice Beam before Pulse Director.
Yeah, so far nothing useful in the tower itself.
Yeah, but there is still the entire basement that we are able to do, so you could expect something to be there. I believe only other two options left are just turning in Kenya and then returning to the guard again. I believe we saw everything else that is currently available.
So Jake is not doing the surf checks for now. He'll probably do them on the way back. Hopefully.
Will apparently get the boulder badge here though for turning in a red scale, and there's the squirt bottle on False Director.
Okay. I don't think Redhair Jake has the red scale though.
Oh no, that was also in Violet, I believe. so no, won't get the Boulder Badge either. Yeah, this is just very, very unfortunate.
I mean, on the bright side, you can get, like, I mean, you won't get Fly, but you can go fetch like a level 30 something poke in Route 26.
That is true. Unfortunately, cannot also go to Victory Road for remains up to level 40 because that would require 8 badges, and yeah, not having enough badges is Jake's problem for everything right now.
Giddie even getting lucky in the Firo fight, just freezing the Firo.
Now the Celebi's there. But yeah, as been just deals with it very fine. And yeah, after having done the tower, the rival apparently is just way less of a problem now for Giddie. I think that being level 31 really helps. So Megahorn being our water psychic type coverage is actually a very, very smart teach from Giddie now that I think about it.
Yeah, would still like Thunderbolt, but it's okay.
Yeah, obviously you would prefer Thunderbolt. You would take Thunder Punch and probably even Spark, but none of those are available right now, so you have to use what you get, and yeah, it's Megahorn.
Haven't seen the tutor moves yet, right?
That is true. That is something Giddie could have checked now that he's done the tower, but yeah, can't blame him wanting to go with the basement first. Yeah, probably wants to pick up that candy.
It's not an item in this in these settings.
It is an additional TM that could be a move. Unfortunately, it's just countered.
Back-to-back fishing rods on Giddie's screen.
One more? Yeah, that basement was empty, which is slightly surprising.
So, just Square Bottle. All of this for the Squid Bottle. That's growth. I mean, growth. It's okay, but I mean, it's just expensive, right?
Yeah.
The good setup moves are the ones that cannot really be replicated with items. So Sword Dance, maybe Agility, but mostly Sword Dance.
Yeah. To a lesser extent, Belly Drum could be interesting, but that's also always a big risk.
The Belly Drum is interesting. Amnesia can be situationally useful.
I think in most of these situations, you would probably prefer any sleep-inducing move to just be able to set up with the X items. Okay, Giddie giving the soft sand girls a shot.
Roy doesn't want to leave anything behind. But now that we have the Square Bottle, then a lot more possibilities for HMO2 now.
Yep.
It's radio card for Jake.
Interesting. The unfortunate part for Jake here is though, Giddie has 8 badges, so is actually able to enter Victory Road. Which I definitely could see Camp Axis being in there now.
I was wondering if Jake was Death Warping back.
That is actually a good consideration here. And yeah, Thunderbolt stands are helping that very much.
I mean,
I
don't know if that was intentional or not, because he was trying to fight, but good for him.
I mean, to be fair, there was really nothing more that he could do there. With only 6 badges, so it wouldn't surprise me if that actually was intentional. Yeah, there is badge number 7 for Redhair Jake.
Oh, HMO4.
Strength. Doesn't really help currently without playing badge,
but will probably be important in the future.
Yep. And we do have quite a bit that we can check right now. We do have Hideout available, we do have Mortar Surf, there's a Lighthouse, so a lot of checks where plain badge could easily be lying around.
We actually have all of Mortar open right now.
That is true,
Waterfall.
we do have Waterfall access. So yeah, a lot of places where Fly always can be. Getting badge number 8 in here, which is really unfortunate after having just been at a gate where 8 badges are required. So yeah, lots of very, very unfortunate situations for Jake here. Now, it will be interesting to see if that early radio card can maybe make up some time for Jake. I wouldn't
highly doubt so.
Yeah, I wouldn't see it as very likely, but it still could be the case where we just I don't know.
Yeah, Jake just riding back. Can't do anything else. Looks like he'll give the Gengar a shot.
I mean, Surf and Sacred Fire, which Gengar had, is okay.
Or not.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I wouldn't really either. Because Gengar is going to end up being hitting for a lot less damage than Starmie in most situations. Even if it has a slightly higher special attack, it's just running stab moves is really important.
Yeah, that's where Surf really shines, and that's why water Pokemon are almost in general are just good mains to run, with very few exceptions. Simply because Stab Surf is just so good for this type of randomizers.
Yeah, Jake needs repels.
Yeah. One side effect of not being able to fly very early and having to do a lot of biking back and forth, your repels will run out quite quickly. You just buy the normal amount you're used for starting, since you are by this point usually expect to be able to buy either super or max repels.
Giddie is catching a third Pokemon which he needed.
Yep.
Jake actually not selling the PP up, which I feel like the $4,900 are more value than the one you get by actually using the PP up. Especially because you run into several elixirs and such throughout the run.
Yeah. There are some situations where having at least one PP up to slap on something like Sacred Fire or Psychic on certain ones can help you, but especially for Jake, I feel like the money is just so much more valuable right now. And yeah. I myself are probably way too attached to PP ups myself, but
Hollow chamber won't open until we fight the actual static hollow on Tin Tower.
Yep. Whirlpool behind Rock Smash here, which Giddie was now able to buy with Squirt Bottle. Yeah, will be interesting to see, especially with the Radio Tower already being done, if Giddie is willing to do Morty, which at this point is Starmie already being level 34 is not really necessary for experience anymore.
Might be necessary for items.
We don't know yet.
That's all garbage. That's Remoraid, Person, and Hypno.
I mean, Remoraid isn't terrible at level 40. Octillery is a water type Pokemon, so Step Surf can still be used on it.
Though a very slow one at that, but I mean, could be worse.
It is something that you could consider, but given that Giddie has level 34 Starmie with Ice Beam already put into it, I don't think there's much consideration even to be had. But yeah, Giddie just straight up going Morty. And that with all of Mortar and Hideout available. So yeah, not wanting to leave anything behind.
Yeah, it's still 2 items.
Yep.
And with Fly still on the table, you might want to play it thoroughly.
Yeah, absolutely understandable. Statistics are also on Giddie's side. Morty required is a statistic we are tracking throughout the tournament, and I haven't looked at the most actual one, but it was around 56% yesterday, so yeah.
I mean, Giddie doesn't really know it, but given the race situation right now, he'd do better in just checking everything he can, just not leave everything behind. He does have a good advantage. Yep. The only way he can lose it is just skipping something important.
Yeah, so Giddie is doing what he exactly should be doing right now. But yeah, that Morty is absolutely not required for anything. Water Gun, Thunder Wave, yeah, they are not even really worth the money that you get for the TMs. Yeah. Also, the Kimono Girls is not surprising.
Yeah, so Morty looking like a coin toss in this tournament, pretty much. It would be interesting to see. Like I was wondering lately. So, what is the percentage of ERCs keep paying off? For example, that's another big play that has apparently a big risk associated to it.
It's kind of interesting. The statistics are not completely tracked for that, so what is available is kind of warping. I believe actual ESC skips performs are 1 in 4, or maybe even more than that. But I know there was one successful one yesterday. Before that, there were 4 unsuccessful ones. But it wasn't tracked how many times ERC skip would have been actually usable.
Okay, Starmie learns Ice Punch at level 37.
I mean, unfortunately, the wrong one with Ice Beam already available.
Cut.
There's Cut on Kimono Girls. Which is actually very nice to have before heading east of Acrotique, because now if you find Hive Badge, you can just complete Lake of Rage on the very first trip. And there's a good chunk of items that you can find here in Mount Mortar. If Giddie is even willing to do so right now.
No Morty required, but both Subs and Girls and Kimono Girls more than likely required. So
Yep.
I can't see Cut or Strength not having anything behind them.
It's definitely hard, but we do have waterfall access, so we don't need Cut to enter West Kanto.
Oh,
There's
Clear
a
Bell.
And,
Alright, that's something else to do.
Yep.
You can switch to a Hypno if you want.
There's probably the Ho-Oh at the top of Tin Tower more attractive than that.
I will assume Jake will be checking the basement now as the squirt bottle.
Yeah, almost no reason not to, it's just so many items available. Yeah, Mortar Surfing had nothing. Oh no, it had Clear Bell, never mind.
Yeah, that's early-ish fly, which is how I like to call it. Fly can still be behind a huge chain of checks that all just happen to be within Fly logic.
Yeah, I mean, we did find Whirlpool, so if we find Blazer Badge somewhere, it can be in Whirl Islands. If you find Plain Badge, it can be just on Vanilla on Chuck, or more rather Chuck's wife, which I believe we have seen already in this tournament.
Yeah, and all of those can be something like Janine, stuff like that. We still don't have Kanto access, so not something we have to think about
yet.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I've experienced post 130 fly in this tournament.
Yeah, there have been interesting seats throughout this tournament also. One of my tournament races had technically not multi required, but kind of still required.
Highly advised.
Yeah.
Do we have a statistic of multi highly advised?
I don't think so, but it's probably surprisingly higher than you would think.
It's machine part. Pokegear. Really know where the radio card is.
And the Volcano Badge. Yeah, Mortar is loaded. Still no Kanto access. Still no Plain Badge, so can't really move much further past Mahogany.
So Giddie not going back for Tin Tower right away. We'll be doing rockets first, apparently.
Which I can kind of understand. I mean, you could do Tin Tower first and leave the Ho Chamber for later. But yeah, Hideout is just the same amount or a similar amount of items. And without Plain Badge, you probably have to turn around anyway. And that's almost vanilla. Or shiny.
One level away from vanilla.
No, but yeah, if you have to buy or turn around anyway, then might as well then do Tin Tower on the back and then route it directly into Ho Chamber, where Fly can be, for all we know.
Yeah, only real way this punishes, I would say, yes, as Sergo says, is in high batch, is in tin, and I would add if Fly or something required to get Fly is in the catalog checked in Lake of Rage. Otherwise, those can wait.
Yeah, and even then, if Giddie is getting cut right then there, I'm pretty sure Giddie will just do a safe reset strategy to just check them again, since they are in Fly logic. So,
it's buying 60 super repels, wow. That's a lot of repels.
And especially in Giddie's situation where he has done a lot of backtracking already and can expect to find Fly in a reasonable amount of time. I mean, I have run out of 51 super repels before, but yeah, that's usually ROMs where Fly is just completely evil, and Giddie kinda avoided that so far, so it feels slightly extensive.
By the way, did Jake go back to do soft sangers? I didn't see him do it yet, right? He's doing kimono.
Cannot quite remember him going back. But wasn't I am admitting I wasn't paying fully attention. I think Jake did just the basement and then left, which
I don't think he did. I don't think he went to pick up Rock Smash either. And there was something behind Rock Smash there, right?
I believe it was Whirlpool.
Or Whirlpool, yeah.
So, again, one of those that are not necessarily required, but yeah, with all the stuff that is not necessarily required, Jake is skipping. It would surprise me if none of them would turn out to be actually required. Yeah.
Our team is completely random. There is a minimum guarantee of good moves among TMs. I believe it's like 25 to 30% of TMs are guaranteed to have quote-unquote good moves.
Yeah, I mean, we have seen something like Mega Horn and Ice Beam already, which would count into those.
Suikun's Hypno. The other two were Remoraid and what do we say?
I already forgot it was not remotely useful.
Something else that's not great. Persian. Yeah, that's the one.
I mean, with step strength, it can be used. But,
it has 70 base attack though. I don't think it's really usable. I mean, maybe if you don't have anything better, I would even say something like 4 is better.
I mean, it's level 40, so it is usable to some degree, but yeah, it's probably, or its best use will probably to get you to another level 40 or higher level Pokemon to switch then to that. Which, by the point you get to it, or another parent was a Roma, yeah, so I mean, it could be a temporary main, but yeah, nothing to consider fighting red with, if you have other options.
I mean, Persian was kind of good in Gen 1 when you could effectively spam a 200 power move with it, but not so much in this case.
Jake done with Morty. Could also be interesting to see if Jake is maybe turning left first.
He is?
Seems to be the case.
It's probably not the most appealing play here, because you don't have Secret Potion, you don't have a way to do the Cyan with checks, you don't have the boat ticket. But I mean, there still might be important stuff here. By important stuff, I mean fly, which is what's evading us right now.
I mean, we do have the lighthouse for 5 items. We do have the pharmacy check and Simon for 1 item since we can serve. And there are 2 items just naturally here in Alwine as well. So yeah, up to 8 items here, and either of them is fully in logic for everything we are doing right now, including fly.
And so far, I don't think there was anything in the rocket hideout, right?
I don't believe so. And Lance isn't it either.
That's a full restore that Jake wants.
And there are 3 more checks after finishing the hideout, with 2 here for price and TM36 in the guardhouse can be checked for Giddie. Also buying 60 super repels, so they really don't want to run out of those. In Jake's case is slightly more understandable.
Because he's running around. He's already run out.
Yeah.
Earlier on. Okay, not looking good for the hideout play. Still 1 more check.
Yeah. It could be something where Jake could make up time if he just decides to not do it at all.
Oh, maybe.
So we don't know yet if this was required or not. Which, on the other hand,
so effectively 2 more items locked behind the hideouts.
Which also, either of those could be fly. And it kind of works out in Giddie's favor, since he wasn't over to Olivine yet. But I assume we will get to see Tintower next. One of the reasons why Giddie might have wanted to delay 10 Tower for a bit was just getting the hideout experience on the Stormy before trying the 3 Sages. Be a factor that he might have considered.
Yeah, this is why we meant that early fly is sometimes just a lie. Because I mean, we could still have something like, you know, the pass on Jasmine, and then we have to go like to Janine or something for the Glacier badge, and then go back to World Islands for fly. And that could still be the case.
I'm not even sure that Jasmine wouldn't actually be that terrible. I think Whole Chamber might actually be worse for that.
I mean, just the fact that you would need to ride back and forth all of that distance. There's so much backtracking so many times.
Yeah. I mean, what could be the case is that both of those are required. That pass is maybe in one and the other one is on or is in Whole Chamber and the other one is on Jasmine. For the lost item is on Jasmine, for example, where fly still could be then in Saffron there. So there's a lot of bad stuff that still could happen, and that lost item.
Well,
then
never mind.
Yeah, it was just available right then and there. I didn't even get to fully put out my theory of lost item then giving Glacier badge and fly just being in World Islands.
So Jake is the first one to reach fly, at least.
Well, can help make up some time, but yeah, with the secret potion now found, even if Giddie finds pass, I would assume Giddie would probably head over there first. And yeah, is doing the checks here very, very efficiently, even without fly, so...
Yeah, absolutely. This is how you want to play this if you don't have fly. This is how you want to play Northern Johto, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You don't really want to skip anything.
So the more interesting part would probably be if Giddie finds plain badge in here now, which would allow Giddie to do all the chambers and had to decide between doing Lighthouse and chambers first.
Yeah, still can't do Flash Chamber, but... Okay, Giddie is actually preserving the Psybeam TM. It's most likely to upgrade Confusion.
Which, yeah, I mean, it's okay upgrade. I think 15 more tech power is not that bad.
Still good PP.
Yeah. Jake picking up the clear bell. Giddie here with that save reset that in recent times was apparently compared to not being worth anymore now with Viking and Horus.
Yeah, they are mostly even, but they are mostly even as long as there's nothing in any of those checks. If there's something, you have to write back anyway, and you pretty much lose the time it takes to save, which is true for all soft reset strats. So you have to consider that they are only worth it if you can actually soft reset, which is not always.
Yeah. On the other hand, there are checks like that one item you have to go around for and whole if you don't save
that's
reset.
right. Yeah, you don't want that. Has Stab Solar Beam though. Would have killed.
I just need that Sunny Day TM. And yeah, there was actually also nothing in Tin Tower, right? Lost item.
No. Yeah, lost item. Just lost item. You haven't seen the chamber yet, but for now we just got lost item from it.
Yeah. And Giddie on the way to the lighthouse will be able to fly soon, so that will make Giddie's life comparatively easier. Which I would assume we might... No, maybe not. Actually, kinda hard to say what Giddie does next. I mean, you could go do whole chamber, but we still don't have plain badge. We do have still the items up to the first 2 checks in Ice Path on Route 44 available. Yeah. And we don't have Kanto access yet. So, how does the Vanilla SS ticket sound?
You. Sounds good. I mean, I would say now both runners are relatively even, given a few considerations. A few considerations is that strength is not required, whirlpool is not required, and Jake doesn't do hideout, which is a lot.
Yeah, it sounds like quite a stretch to...
But if somehow all of that is true, then this is pretty even.
Yeah. And there's at least a Marcin part for Jake.
There's no items over there.
I mean, if you are playing bingo, this could actually be one of the required goals to fight this trainer.
Yeah, it's the maniac. That's one of the maniacs that you typically fight. No, there's no items here. There's the poke gear to the right, which Jake just skipped.
And now that he jumped down the ledge,
that's bad.
Has to go all the way around again.
All the way around.
Which wasn't necessary from the first ledge jump he did. He could still get around to that either, but without strength, he has to go around. At least Jake is aware of having skipped that item.
I mean, this is a tricky area if you are not fully familiar with it. And in a couple of minutes we'll be learning if hideout was indeed required or not.
If it actually is required, Jake is just behind considerably. Because that's a huge amount of time you need to invest to get that done. There's the volcano badge for Jake. And did he actually pick up the poke gear?
I don't see him do it.
It seems like he's at least trying to check for it. There we go. Crisis averted for now.
Further crisis averted. A rock smash. I mean... Okay, so the saga goes on. We still don't know if hideout is required or not.
And it doesn't even necessarily need to be the end. no Glacier Badge yet, so no ability for Giddie to go into Ball Island. We do have the Silver Wing from very early on, so if we do find a Glacier Badge, we could actually check out the Lugia, which, if it happens soon, might still be a consideration. 20 levels upgrade can be good enough to make quite a few things usable.
Jake is checking the pre-strength items here. Finds Cascade Badge, which is a power boost for Surf, if anything else.
Okay, we will find out about the hideout being potentially required or not. And it is.
It absolutely is. In the end.
Took a bit to get here, but yeah, that opens up now all the way to Blackthorn. Opens up Waterstone Chamber. So yeah. And
opens up Cyan Wood, which Giddie was just in.
I mean, with Fly now, that's not really that bad anymore, so yeah, it can just fly back if desired to. Is going for Victory Road now. Let's get countered here. Now with strength actually available, and I believe Giddie wasn't to hold Chamber yet, I'm slightly surprised that he's committing right now to it, but yeah, in the end it's still Victory Road that has been available for quite a bit. And we know the radio card is over here, so yeah, this would have been required at some point anyway. Would be unfortunate though if Glacier Badge, for example, would turn out to be in either chamber, and then yeah, the TM26 check behind the Whirlpool would be required for anything.
Stranding Solar Breed TM, I mean, I feel like that location ends up stranded more often than not. That has to be the most stranded location in the game.
I mean, just for where it is located and what you need to be actually able to get it, it's just yeah, so easy for it to be left behind. No, there's Flash.
Is Flash Chamber access?
Not yet, I believe.
No.
We don't have Zephyr Badge.
Somehow missing a few of the badges required for using the HMs.
Yeah, we do have actually found all HMs, but we're still missing 3 badges to corresponding HMs to use them. Now, we do have strength now, or strength available now, which means we can do Claire for 2 items to find Laser Badge in Drangsden.
Oh, my favorite.
But yeah, Victory Road done. Giddie did not get the E4 fly point, and we still don't have Kanto access.
Giddie about to find his Cascade Badge, and about to make progress through Ice Path.
Yeah, I mean, that's a decent chunk of items that he will be able to get from this. Route 45 and Dark Cave added to that. We did. Giddie didn't actually go for Dark Cave Rock Smash yet, right?
I don't think either of them did.
So that's also available.
Jake can't.
Yeah. I mean, he could buy a Rock Smash at any point if he wants to he will also be able to find the secret potion soon. If he does not decides to do ERC skip, which would be absolutely terrible in this ROM. This seed.
So yeah, we still don't know the location of 5 badges.
And the expansion card.
And we still don't know the location of Kanto access.
For all we know, it might just be a vanilla ticket. Or vanilla boat ticket and vanilla pass. There's Rainbow Badge, which is the second to last of the badges that don't have any HMs tied to it. So, yeah, if this continues, we might not have to check anything in the dark, anything behind cut, or anything behind whirlpools. Oh, scratch cut from that, we did find Hive Badge.
Reminder that strength is some soft sand girls. So
yeah,
both strength and the plane, but pretty hard to reach. Or, I mean, in not hard to reach, but in uncomfortable spots, let's say.
Yeah, and especially considering that Jake had attempted soft sand girls very early on and didn't get through. This location is probably being written off as hopefully not required at all, which yeah, would be very bad.
Okay, so I think we are checking Slowpoke Well and the open chambers.
Yep. I mean, 10 relatively quick items to check right now. Giddie has opted to not check Dark Cave yet without Zephyr Badge missing, which is definitely reasonable. Zephyr Badge cannot be in the dark, and if that's your go mode item, then you don't need to do those at all. Yeah, we're still missing Kanto access and the Pokegear piece, so even if we get all 16 badges, we are not necessarily in go mode. Jake has finished lands, so we'll be at least finding the secret potion soon.
And Kanto access for Go mode would be interesting.
Usually not seen too often.
I mean, it's almost impossible, but this is the closer you might get to that.
Yeah, I mean, there was a statistic, or Chaotix did the expansion card did some statistics on the first round seeds, and there was one of them where entering Saffron wasn't required. And yeah, this is kind of a seed where that would be possible. Since if Boat is just our Kanto access, and then we have the full expansion card with cut already available. Yeah. That's how it would turn out. Oh, yeah, that's the chamber's done. We are not really that much further. I mean, yes, the expansion card is required, and Giddie probably not unhappy to have found that, but yeah.
We don't have much else. There's the strength check here, the cyan wood checks.
Which I would assume we see next.
I don't know what other options he has.
Oh, there's always E4.
Dragon's Den.
True, you can declare. We can go out of logic for the Dark Cave items.
There's this one. That's the secret potion for Jake. That's the continuing the long chain of items for Flame Badge.
Yep. We get to see the cut checks now for Giddie too. We found the Hive Badge just recently. Jake going for 10 Tower, not too surprising at this point. Oh,
nice. So yeah, Tin Tower also required, despite nothing being actually in the tower because of the expansion card there on the chamber.
Yeah, this is just a do everything seed. And maybe more specifically, don't do everything except for Kanto seed. So just Johto only. Johto only.
These are the ones I like. Just do everything. But yeah, this will most likely be anything that we are missing besides the Soul Badge, which is the only thing which wouldn't do anything.
Yeah. And I think at this point, Giddie is really hoping that SS ticket or pass will just be the go mode item, so you don't have to worry about Kanto at all. If you get the Glacier Badge, you do get Hideout and Dragon's Den, or you get Dragon's Den and Wall Islands. Notably, Zephyr Badge could not be in Wall Islands, but it could be in Dragon's Den, so that's kind of the chain you maybe hope for. Other way around, Flash, unlocking the Flash Chamber for Glacier Badge be something you're hoping for. Yeah, I think you actually want to find the Soul Badge out of those 4 items the most right now. Because with everything else you can exclude some checks, but that Soul Badge can literally be anywhere. Except for Mount Silver.
Nothing.
Not Chuck, so...
So... yeah. Nothing. Let's do the cut check here in Route 32.
True.
If he hasn't... Has he done that already?
I don't think so, but Giddie maybe was thinking about doing Rock Smash checks out of logic, and if he's doing that, he might just do entirely Dark Tail from Blackthorn side out of logic. This still could have given him information if Kanto Access or Laser or Soul Badge are in here. He can infer to where Zephyr Badge might or might not be. Not with Soul Badge, but yeah, I can understand not wanting to do Claire immediately if you don't have Whirlpool access. But by this point, I mean,
What other options do you have?
I
Not
think
better ones.
logically, I think there's only Claire for 2 items and E4 left, I believe, if Giddie did the cut check on Route 32 already. If not, that's still logic. And by this point, you are missing hard required items. You're not missing HMs like Flash that you technically could skip. But you're missing badges, which you need to do anyway. So by this point, at this point, going out of logic doesn't really feel that right. But there's the ticket.
That's interesting. So either the pass or the Zephyr badge need to be in some of the remaining checks in Johto.
Yep. I'm not.
I
quite
would
sure
probably.
I like this. And Giddie apparently deciding otherwise right now too. Yeah.
I don't think he did the cut check on Route 32, which is what I would do right away.
Yeah, if Giddie has not done that, that's definitely something I would do before everything else. I mean, yes, Zephyr badge you would maybe want to have before you go there, so you can just do the Zephyr badge check with it. But at this point, I don't think it's worth trying to stumble around for if it's just right then and there. But yeah, by this point, it's either that Route 32 checks if he didn't check it, or either Claire or E4 left for our logic. You could have taken the boat there, what Giddie maybe thought about doing, but I wouldn't really would have liked that, given that we cannot skip whatever we are logically missing right now.
I wouldn't either.
You could have probably just taken the boat, wake up the Snorlax, and go over to Pallet Town, check all the quick checks on the way, and then return to whatever. If you're lucky, you're finding your last or your other stuff on the way there. But yeah.
I mean, there's just too few stuff left.
Yeah.
There's too little stuff left.
Jake doesn't have the expansion card.
And you know there's something that needs to be in the remaining Johto checks. And that something could be one of the badges. So, yeah, no reason not to do what Giddie is doing, in my opinion.
Yep. I mean... if you're getting Zephyr badge or even Glacier badge here, if you have gotten already have gotten the Soul badge from whatever else, or from whatever else is in West Kanto very quickly accessible, it could maybe save your time, but it's really a lot of what ifs and kind of a stretch. It just seems way more reasonable to get your logic and see from there. Also, this will be a bit of XP on the Starmie anyway. 45 is an okay level, but any level right now before you get to Red helps.
Especially if we get to skip a lot of the Kanto fights.
Yep.
Yeah, that can turn the Red fight a little dicey.
Yeah. Personally, every level below 50 I get a bit more worried. Around level 50 with most of the mons, I'd say is where I get comfortable with taking on Red. There's the pass.
There's the pass.
So Zephyr badge can just be in more locations.
Okay, so that's probably what we were looking for.
Yeah.
As confirmation.
Oh, Giddie still decides to take the boat. apparently.
And that's one
Which is
item.
Interesting. Yeah, it's one item, but it is out of logic for Zephyr badge.
That's true.
Which could be in consideration. It is a free heal, to be fair.
But
that's
still, I would probably do it anyway, because, I mean, Zephyr badge, I think the most likely... I mean, it's likely that Zephyr badge might be locking the other two items. Whereas, I mean, Glacier badge might be locking Zephyr badge, but Soul badge still at large.
Yeah. It will give you the ability to just fly out of the harbor to Vermilion fly point and then get the check-in. Also, I wonder, do you actually even wake up the Snorlax right then and there, or do you just go over to power plant first, so that you can just complete the fan club when you return?
With so few items left, I would probably go over, check the road to Viridian Forest items. There are a few of them, they are really quick to collect. Yeah, it looks like that's the decision.
Yep.
That's not good.
I mean, it has that drill pack.
Has 65 base attack in this game, though. I believe they buffed it in like the more recent games to like something like 90 attack, and it still sucks.
But it has that drill pack.
For what it's worth. You get in the fly point.
Yeah, I personally have come to like this movement slightly over the other, because with this movement I'm actually not running into the spinner over here at Route 2.
Right. Yeah, that's one of the most annoying spinners in the game.
Yeah, with this I can just pass it without having too much to worry about it. If I try to just cut the bush and go to Pewter immediately, there's an about 80% chance I just run into the spinner. However, I try to avoid it.
I get checking this before turning in the machine part.
Yeah, which we also get in search checks here. I'm not too sure about this one. I mean, Giddie has been very thorough so far, but by this point you're not missing that much anymore. You have Fly.
Might not want to do Rock Tunnel out of logic, but the power plant actually is in logic.
Yeah. And even if you don't want to do Rock Tunnel out of logic, you're still missing 2 badges that are not Zephyr. And yeah, it's 5 items that could be easily be on the way, and
also 3 items south of Lavender.
There's the Zephron checks Giddie hasn't done yet, and yeah, just doing Misty over that first. Yeah, search. Did I say Misty? Whatever. I don't know. Feels like a bit unnecessarily throughout right now.
Granted, something important could be here.
Absolutely. It's 1 check here. And a max revive.
And that's okay. Probably not worth the fight, but that's okay.
I mean, it could be worse. But it's not what you would want to do search for. Oh, and Jake, I believe, takes the boat without having fought Claire.
So... Jake is missing a lot of stuff in Johto still.
Yeah. It won't really hurt Jake right now, this way. Skipping the pass. Could actually be a time save for him. Not having to do Claire at all.
Yeah, Fly just gives you a lot more flexibility in however you want to do checks. Still lose a bit of time for each time you use Fly, yada yada, but I mean, not too big of a deal.
Yeah. I think we're getting Sabrina just right here now. It's just a 3 Pokemon fight. Pretty quick to get to, and when you're here, might as well do. Jake also going to do search.
I mean, Jake is missing a lot more stuff, so...
Yeah. Again, though, it's... Doing search immediately after entering Kanto just feels... I don't know.
No. When you first enter Kanto at almost 2 hours into the game with a level 40 main.
I mean, yeah, it's a check like any other, but still, it's doing it before even Saffron, before even stuff like Route 12.
Yeah, Route 12, I would say it's very likely to have maybe Zephyr Badge or Glacier Badge.
Oh,
yeah.
That's a Glacier Badge. So now it becomes interesting because you don't want to dual islands right now.
Nor, I mean, unfortunately, the Soul Badge just makes that. Yeah, you probably don't want to do dark checks, right?
Yeah, the thing with Rock Tunnel is it's on the way to the power plant, which is in logic, so not doing that seems kind of off, and delaying the power plant for that also, I don't know if I would say it's that thing, but yeah. In Giddie's case, I definitely would just go back to Den first, since this is fully in logic even for Zephyr Badge, and see from there.
What you probably want to do now is look for Zephyr Badge, hope you find Soul Badge on the way.
Yeah. So if this does turn out to be nothing, it becomes slightly bit harder to decide. You can go for Brock, Blaine, Blue, that stuff, fight Erika. Go for Janine maybe first. Has 2 items and the Route 15 cut item there too. You could do Route 25, but by then, for that you probably want to turn in the machine part first, which then again would mean probably going through Rock Tunnel.
Yeah, this race could still drag on for quite a while.
And I mean, just again, yesterday there was a seed where you could have done E4 at like 3 different times, and in the end it was actually required to do so. This could also turn out to be seat where you could have or should have just done re4 when you were there anywhere, because in the end it was needed. Still on the table. Not that I would blame Giddie for not doing it, or even considering, or for not even taking the fly point, because with what Giddie had open, it was absolutely reasonable not to do. But you never know. It's 2 checks. Going through the dark cave here. This might point to that Giddie is maybe interested in doing Route 25 earlier than later. Although this is more likely just for the quick check in Misty's gym. We do get the expansion card check and the second check in the Pokemon fan club from turning in the machine part. Yep, nothing in here.
We do have Route 25 on Jake's screen. I do think Jake can only check the price.
Yeah. No ice badge available. That was strength locked, I believe. Yeah, not having turned in the machine part, cannot activate Misty. So yeah, that's Route 25 for 1 item for Jake here. That was just a Carbos. There's the soul badge. Giddie probably very happy about that.
Very interesting. But also, the checks that are left that do not require a flash, kinda bad.
Yeah, I mean, you know that you don't need to do Wall Island. That's an upside. It cannot be there. Bad news is, though, yeah, you have all the Kanto leaders still widely available. And E4 still not off the table either. The pass, we know that it was available without flash, so all of this is in logic. Which makes it just more unfortunate that the SS ticket was actually found in the dark. Which then could have told you that here, just entire Kanto whatnot was not needed at all. But I don't know, that would actually be not that fortunate either, because then E4 had to have Zephyr Badge at that point, so yeah, pick your poison. Giddie going for Blaine. 1 fight for 1 check. Probably continue over to Fuchsia from here.
We are about to see the nugget on Jake's screen.
Yeah, it's an elixir. Yeah, Jake not saving here. If you get the item in your bag, you actually have to fight as trainer, which costs time. Which is why you see most of the runners save before this fight, and if the item is not required, just reset to get out of this fight. And it's not playing. And Jake seems slightly surprised that Misty isn't here yet. But at least we'll be waking up the Snorlax now. Jake still has Victory Road to check, I believe, right? Never went back there.
Yeah, he did. He did. He has the lost item that was there.
Okay. Then never mind. Alright, I remember that. He got the 84 fly point. And it's not Janine. So going for 25 now. Not 25, 15. And not that either.
Now we are going for the cut check.
That's interesting timing. I mean, now the Zephyr Badge check can't hear on the Miracle Seed guy anymore, but yeah, either Giddie remembered just now, or that's very curious.
Wonder if we'll get a solar beam check. Apparently we will.
Looks like it. I mean, this is way more reasonable to put off because it's just so annoying to get to. But yeah, getting a Spore TM from that cut check on 32 is actually pretty great.
Not the worst.
100% accurate sleep move, kinda what you want to have. If you have a reasonably fast but not that bulky main, it's actually what makes your red fights way easier most of the time. There's amnesia. I don't think that will be quite relevant. But,
this looks like an Erica play.
Yeah. Could consider getting leftovers if you desire to. Giddie sanity checking? Oh, okay. Maybe thought about clearing a space in the back. I mean, at this point, just... Yeah, I don't think you wanted to give it the side up, but yeah. Putting the calciums on the Starmie just to make space is actually quite reasonable. You don't need the money anymore, and hey, you won't complain about more special tech. That's usually doesn't make too much of a difference to really go for this as a strategy, but yeah, it's maybe also something that is getting not as used as it maybe should in later stages.
I mean, honestly, to be fair, these kinds of items, the stat boosting items, are actually better in Gens 1 and 2 than they are in future generations. Because they add, I just looked it up, 2,560 stat experience. And an average Pokemon, so how stat experience works is for each Pokemon you defeat, you get an equivalent stat experience in each stat equal to the base stat of the opposing Pokemon. For example, if you defeat a Mew, you get 100 stat XP in each stat, for example. And the average Pokemon, so the average value for the stats of Pokemon in this game is between 65 and 70. So to get actually 2,560 stat experience, you have to defeat a lot of Pokemon compared to 10 EVs in future generations, which you can get by defeating 4 Pokemon.
Okay, Erica is nothing. Meanwhile, Jake actually getting the soul badge. And we do get to see blue. I think, yeah. Which I would assume Giddie is following up with Brock into Route 4 into Route 25, if he is not going for 25 immediately at this point. So laser badge for Jake too. Now this could prompt Jake to do Claire actually, now that you have full... No, never mind. Jake does not have Whirlpool. Oh, the Raiku's back. Putting a Spore to use already. I think it could actually have unlearned Thunder Punch by this point. I don't quite remember. It was level 16, I believe, the last time, right?
Yeah, it was level 16.
So there's a good chance for it to not know Thunder Punch anymore, but Feint Attack isn't really that much better. I mean, you live a Feint Attack, that's the upside. Thunder Punch would have just murdered you right then and there. And yeah, gets the Raikou out of the way and immediately follow up by Kingdra, but is set up, so should be good for from here, except that no Psybeam PP, so has to serve this water Pokemon, which is not ideal. Wonder if it's just worth burning Elixir in this fight. This point. Now probably not anymore, with only 2 left, but only 1 Ice Beam, 1 Surf left.
I mean, should have Elixir before the fight, but yeah. I mean, that's easy to forget about.
I mean, PP management is definitely something that can cost you time that is not necessary to lose. Some people are better in that than other. But yeah. You never know which Pokemon you'll encounter exactly. And this Star moveset is not really that great. We don't really have something to cover water types. Yeah. I mean, Psybeam will probably do just fine, but water psychic types are actually a problem now that we have Spore and unlearned Megahorn. Which is kind of unfortunate that we never got to use any electric type moves that the Seed really threw at us early game on opposing ones. Oh, Stab Thunder.
So in any way, closing in, slowly closing in, creeping into Elite 4.
Yep. There is 2 more checks here on Brock and Route 4 left. 2 more checks on Route 25. We did see the fabulous prize already from Jake, so it's only the card item and Misty that are left. And I believe that's everything right then and there that's in Logic. Of course, we did not set a foot into World Islands, but we cannot find Zephyr Badge there, so there's no reason for Giddie to do that. Therefore, the only other option would be E4 at that point.
Yes. Not a lot of stuff left, that's for sure. Jake is going to Viridian, yeah, because he cannot use cut. Just to go through here.
Yeah, this is very unfortunate roam for Jake. Doing a bit of a roundabout way through Victory Road here. The way from Indigo Plateau back is actually quite faster with just a few ledge hops. And yeah, there's nothing that Jake would be finding here immediately. If not going for Brock or Route 4 right now. Or going for Route 4 right now. We did see Brock already. Yeah, this is where I never can decide if I want to go right first and hop down the ledge, or down and hop the ledge, and then try to do the middle one and run into the trainer. Giddie needed to think about it for a second, but then decided to just go down.
Nope. No luck.
So 50-50 by this point. For Giddie obviously doesn't know that the Fabulous Prize is nothing, so it's actually 3 versus 2 from Giddie's perspective. We just know that it's an actual 50-50 at this point in terms of checks.
Still missing an electric move after all this time. But yeah, as you mentioned, I don't think there's anything left besides E4 after Giddie's done with this.
Yeah, 2 more trainers, and then we will know about the cut check.
The tracker, we have the 7 HMs in this game, plus TM08, which is Rock Smash.
Yep. Rock Smash actually leads to items that can be checked behind it. So access to Rock Smash is actually important for item randomizers. Yeah, it's not the cut check, so we will get to see Misty. And then obviously the HMs are important for opening up movement and checks around the map, or in case of Fly, just being able to move way more freely. Okay, one last check, and then we know if we do need to do E4 or not.
There it is.
Misty. That is all 16 badges for Giddie, and everything done except for E4
Yeah, and
World Islands.
the flash lock checks, of course.
I mean, of those, there's really only World Islands left.
The chamber.
Oh, right, true, that too.
And I don't think anything else.
Jake finally going back for the secret potion in the lighthouse. Will be able to get the mystery egg, which then will lead finally to plain badge. But I assume Giddie will, by that point, probably be done with red. S4. Now, if red is leading a lot of water, or is running a lot of water psychic types, it could be could get annoying a bit. Giddie's coverage for that isn't really great. But yeah.
I mean, probably Mayhorn Pincer would be tricky, but
Yeah.
I don't think he'll have too much of a problem.
I mean, the obligatory Thunderbolt Mewtwo could prove difficult. But even then, with Spore, you should probably be able to get in somewhere against almost everything.
Yeah, if you don't get very unlucky with the crits, which can also happen.
Giddie trying to go without Flash, but apparently gets lost towards the end. Decides to teach Flash in the end to get out of the predicament. Apparently just didn't get where he thought he was. There's the mystery egg for Redhair Jake. And we'll get the plain badge first. Even before... Or we'll get the plain badge before the Giddie is done. There's a ferret, which, put to sleep already. Red will burn those 4 restores.
It's all fun and games until they have sleep talk, which I have also seen already.
Oh, that was a quick waking up. Didn't really catch what it did though. Ice Beam is not a problem at all for the Starmie.
Probably not even worth sleeping.
Yeah. I mean, the leftovers basically just heal it back. Not completely, but yeah, if this ferret only knows Ice Beam, it's really not a problem. And now you're set up. Could run out of Ice Beams, which could be annoying if there's a Dragonite in the end.
Yeah, that's one Ice Beam left.
Kingdra. Get to serve the Typhlosion, so only 2 Pokemon left. So should be fine from here. Yeah, alright, so even get seated Psybeam.
It's over for Giddie. which will end up the second round of the tournament with a 1-1 record.
GG, Giddie. Yeah, it was a seed. Giddie pretty much played it like it should have been played. Just do everything. And yeah, by this point, Redhair Jake has forfeited from the race.
Hello.
Yeah, we do have Giddie here. GG's.
GG.
And I see Jake also already ready. So
I really love movement there.
Yeah, Jake now with us here too. So also GG Jake. But yeah, what a seed. Well, basically was just do everything.
At one point, I was like, if it's not in Claire, it has to be E4 for the pass, right?
Yep.
Or at least the Zephyr badge, I mean, because SS ticket was in the dark.
The moment you found the SS ticket, we knew it had either to be Claire or E4 for Zephyr badge or pass.
Exactly, and then I was going, and I was like, oh crap, what if it's E4? Still, you know?
Yeah.
One check before E4.
Forgot where I found it.
Oh no. Yeah.
No, not gonna lie, this was a hard one for me. But I think you could tell I was quite frazzled.
Yeah.
A lot of points in the game. It's fine. It happens.
Early rockets, holy moly.
I mean, there was just a very, very early divergence that kind of set the tone for this race almost from the beginning, and that was Giddie actually went back to turn in a red scale that he found after doing surfing and had the Earth badge, so Giddie actually hit Goldenrod with 7 badges. And then was just able to do the radio tower into basement, which incidentally turned really out to be nothing, but yeah, Jake, with you then trying soft sand girls, not being lucky there, and ultimately leaving behind strength on them.
Oh God!
It just turned into a nightmare of a start for you.
Yeah, I instantly checked Violet Water, and then went back, checked the other stuff, and then reset it away. Even called a Lugia that I reset away. Because there was nothing in Dojo.
About 15 minutes in, I was like, I should have done Violet surfing, and I should have done that, but I found a Doctrine or something that just killed me, and I was like, alright, let's just move on. We'll come back later, once we have the can. The squirt bottle. And then I never found the can, and then I had to go back so much, and it wasn't...
false director, fuck no.
Yeah, it was a nightmare.
Which, unfortunately, not even going back for the red scale turn and for the boulder badge, but if you even would have been able to get the earth badge.
But I think the red scale, was it not in Violet?
It was in Violet too, yeah.
Yeah. That's what I never saw the red scale, so I never went back for it.
Yeah.
So it just snowballed from that one decision.
Yeah, but you didn't even get the earth badge that was also in Violet surfing. And that could have been put you to 7 badges, which actually would have been enabled you to do false director, even if you probably didn't really want it to do there, which then would have allowed you to get squirt bottle and get this mess of a start maybe a little bit sorted out better.
You ran the Starmie all the way?
Yeah.
You both did,
yeah. Yeah, Sidebeam added to it at the end. So nice.
I mean, we did see some alternatives popped up, but nothing really was that great. I think Jake tried something else, or at least tried looking at something else, but it didn't really work out. And
no, I had a Gengar first for a while, so I didn't hit wild Pokemon because of Repel.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That was the whole logic.
Yeah, but the Gengar was the Gengar was from Route 26, I believe, in the grass. So, when Jake went back there, because he had actually waterfall access to Route 26, but not enough badges to hit Victory Road. Which, if you would have gotten the Violet surfings before you went back all the way, you would have been actually at 8 badges at that point with the storm badge added that you earlier had on. So that kind of was the unfortunate thing there again.
It happens.
But it was also kind of messy that the Mahogany Rocket, it was all nothing, and then you get Secret Potion at the end. And that gave me to fly, but that was the only reason I went there.
Yeah, well, there's 4 more rounds. We'll get somewhere.
Yeah, so fly was actually one point where Jake was actually faster too, since Jake decided to go left first instead of right from Acrotique. There was a kind, slight way to make back a little bit of time, but with all the things he found, Jake didn't really buy Rock Smash early, so didn't have Whirlpool 2, which actually didn't matter in the end. But cuts being on Kimono Girls, which you both actually got reasonably early, but strength on Soft Sand Girls, this was just
I did that straight after
really bad seed for that.
Yeah, Starmie was high enough level for them.
Yeah. 4 more seeds to get one good one. My last one was E4 required flash.
Same.
Technically, it was...
It could have been again the seed. It was so close to it.
Yep. That was one check
Giddie,
with E4.
Yeah, Giddie was literally on the last check finding the Zephyr badge before E4 had to have it.
That was misty. It was misty. I mean, the Sport TM did help though on blue.
Yeah, there was actually a second one, I believe.
Yep. There was a second. Yes, Brock gave one, I think. Brock gave another Sport TM. That was so stupid.
Yeah, that was a Spore in Rock, yeah.
Yeah, there was a Spore on the cut check in the south of Violet, and then Brock also gave it. We had double Spore.
I also could have had Rock Smash earlier if I decided to do Jasmine.
Yeah.
She also gave out Rock Smash again.
I went back for it during the Kenya check.
Yeah, I forgot, I think.
The big point there also was Giddie with doing Hideout first could turn in the Secret Potion when he was going for the Lighthouse for Fly immediately, so that kind of helped it. And with the Secret Potion just being 2 additional checks there right out of the way, it maybe just might have slipped your mind or just been very low on the priority list.
Yeah, it was like we have Storm. I was like, I'm gonna do everything I can do before I leave somewhere, and just get Fly at one point. And
it kind of was exactly what you had to do because, with Jake's unfortunate start there, you were in the lead right from the get-go, and that was the way that you wouldn't get punished for leaving anything behind. And in the end, it pretty much paid out for that.
Good race.
Yep.
As Jake mentioned, 4 more races for you to go in the Swiss stages, and for the second round, it's also 4 more races happening today. One of those already underway on SpeedGaming 2. So we might not want to talk too much going on here. So if you want to see more Pokemon, just head over there in a minute or two. But do you both have anything left you want to mention?
Let's see you guys on the next race. And thanks for watching, of course.
Never do Morty.
Jake, until next race.
Morty actually not required at all this time.
It hurt. But I had to do it. I have to do Morty always.
But then if you have not done so, leave the runners a follow. They probably would appreciate that. And I think that's pretty much everything for me. Azazas, do you have anything to add?
No, I think everything important has been said. Just GG's again to the runners. Good luck on your future races. And there are a bunch more matches going on today, all afternoon, all evening. So keep an eye on that if you want.
We'll definitely do. Thanks for hosting. And I'll see you guys later. Talk to you guys later.
See ya.
Ciao.